So this is an appendix, optional. If you want to look at problem 6.3 in the textbook, so I sent out a nice, neat table, cost driver table, cost allocation table. Again, remember a fundamental principle of good spreadsheet model formulation is that you could send this to somebody and they don't have to ask you any questions. So this is laid out very clearly. Again, you're never going to have to do this specific application, but in general, you see the principles of Dave's rules of spreadsheets. We've laid everything out neatly. We've color coded the assumptions in blue. We haven't embedded any assumptions. We've clearly said what's our driver table or allocation table. We built in some checks, etc. So we've got our assumptions. We've got a nice little table to fill out. Facilities is the cost pool is $5 million. We said we're going to do it by square feet, so we link all the square footage of the patient service departments. We total our cost drivers. We do the math. We divide the cost pool by the total cost driver metric. We get $8.33. We bring it over here. We take the square foot times the allocation rate, and we get our allocation. We take that allocation in our table, we link it, right? And again, once we've linked this, we change something, somebody says, oh, I made a mistake. Financial services we remeasured, it's only whatever, salary dollars was off, whatever. We change any of those blue assumptions, everything flows. We don't have to make any other changes. We total the amount that we allocated. We said what did we want to allocate? We wanted to allocate 5 million. We add that together, it nets to zero. We go to facilities. What did we allocate? We allocated 5 million minus what we allocated. We total this, it totals to zero. So, I mean, again, we're just doing the same thing for each of these others. The same thing. We're linking to the cost pool. We're linking to the driver. We're totaling the driver. We're creating the allocation rate. We're applying the allocation rate to the individual drivers. We're totaling it. We're accounting for what we wanted to allocate, so it nets to zero. And then we're bringing the amounts that we pulled into this table from from general administration. We're bringing the 1.2, the amount allocated, etc. We're totaling it here, right? So we allocated to routine care, we allocated 6.3 million. Intensive care, 733,000, etc. We're totaling it across to show that we've got nothing left. We took away 5 million, we put it here, 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 and here. We total it across, it should be zero. We had 10 million to allocate. We allocated 10 million by summing these. And then we checked the math. We started with 10, we ended with 10. We've checked our work. Pretty straightforward if you follow good formatting. So for this problem, It's not really 6.3. 6.3 with step down. So let's take 6.3. We'll do a step down. And what we're going to do, we're going to say a hierarchy of, facilities to general admin to financial services. And then the drivers for facility, let's use housekeeping hours. General admin, let's do salary dollars, financial services, patient revenue. Okay? Let's just do that. We don't even need a reason. So, hierarchy. We can make that a little neater. Facilities to general services. Sorry, facilities to general admin to financial services. Okay? And then the drivers are here. Okay, so we're going to close that out. So again, we do our need table. Should be the same basic data. Cost pool's the same. So we said facilities is going to be housekeeping hours. So we have our same, start with our same 5 million. Now what I did here on the left is I built a model that had all of the various departments because maybe somebody says, well, let's change it. Let's go general admin to finance to facilities, or let's go facilities to finance to general admin. So I've just laid out a model that can be adapted to any different scenario. So we said housekeeping hours. So we said facilities to general admin to financial services. That's the first level. So we need to add in our cost driver, we need to pick up the housekeeping hours for general administration. And we need to pick up the housekeeping hours for financial services. So our cost driver total is 225,000, and I've just highlighted in red the relevant departments for each step. So I get an allocation rate dividing the total driver metric into the cost pool, $22.22. I'm building a generic model, so I bring over the allocation rates. I take the rate times the driver. For facilities, the driver is 0, so I just did that, so I built a generic model. I apply that. I totaled 5 million. That's what I allocated. That's what I wanted to allocate. I checked it to 0. So then what I did is I went ahead and I plugged in what did I do with facilities? Well, general administration picked up the 44,000. Facilities got rid of the 5 million. Financial services picked up 66,000, right? Routine care picked up 3.3 million and change. Intensive care, right? So I've linked these. I've totaled across. It should total 0. Got rid of 5 million. I deducted it here and it added it here. Now, here's the part that most people, when I'm given this as assignment, miss. General administration, its cost pool now is not 2 million, but it's the 2 million plus the 44,000 that it picked up from facilities. So we have to add in this. So that's why it's so important to do a neat and orderly spreadsheet so that you can keep track of this. So I picked up the 44,000. I do the same thing. General administration, you don't allocate to itself. So that stays blank. Facilities is not applicable because we're going downstream. We have financial services. We said it would be salary dollars. So we've linked to salary dollars. Link D7. Da 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 da. D7. There it is. And again, we've linked to the salary dollars of each department. We've totaled the driver. We get the rate. We've gone ahead and brought that rate over. So we can take it down a notch. Okay, we built this as a generic, so we do the math. There's nothing, there's no driver, so that's zero, that's zero. We take our salary dollars times 6.4 cents, allocation rate to get the allocation. We total it. What did we want to allocate out? 2.4. And then we went ahead and brought these over. So we allocated out 2.4 million, right? You can link. I'd probably prefer to link to here. That's what we allocated out. That ties to zero. So we're done with general admin. We financial services picked up 127,000 and change. Again, routine care picked up the 766, etc. And then we've totaled it across. We get zero, and we've accounted for it. Financial services, now we've got, if we did it right, financial services started with 3 million. It picked up that 66,000 and change from facilities. It picked up 127,000 and change from general administration, right? And so the cost pool is what we started and what we added. So it's a bigger cost pool because we've stepped down. And then again, the rest is kind of the same. We've calculated the allocation rate. We've applied the allocation rate. And we've then brought the amount allocated. So financial services, we needed to allocate 3.194. That's what we did. We totaled it. Totals a zero. It totals across. Routine care picked up the 1.9, etc. Link, 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 link. So again, you're not going to have to do this in the real world. Oh, and then we had 10 million to allocate. We allocated 10 and we checked our math. So you're not going to have to do any of this in the real world, but it at least illustrates in a tactile, almost the way you can touch it, the way step down and direct work, and hopefully you've picked up a few minor or important conventions on neat and orderly spreadsheets, because again, none of what I teach you matters if you can't apply it, and you can't apply it if you don't know good Excel modeling skills, because if you don't, one day you will make a mistake. And nobody will care that you knew the concept. They'll only care that you came with the wrong answer. Trust me on that.